see you clear.
Cool.
By the way, I have a bad news. I found that my device is not supporting for the virtual background. Yeah, I don't
The
know why.
background?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not using background too. That's fine.
Oh yeah, but it's weird that you're like using my room here.
Yeah, we can see your room and it's interesting, like visiting. That's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
gallery view. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, now I'm in gallery view. So we have.
So we are not
What is it?
actually,
Is it-
we're not actually like teaching, but more like discussing, and we love to invite native speakers to our community, English community. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's cool. I got a invitation from my nephew Ali. So I used to live in Jakarta.
Yeah. He's my childhood friend.
Oh, really? Have I met you or?
Yeah, of course. We met each other, and I also close to him. Now he is in Australia.
No, I mean, have I met you? What was your name? Muthia?
Yes, it's Mutia.
Have we met before?
No.
In person? Oh, okay. That's cool. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I visited his house, but I never met. I never met you.
Okay. Yeah, I was around a lot, so I've been over to their house and stuff, obviously.
Oh.
But I live in America now, so that's why. Hence, it's dark outside. We're in good old Tennessee. We're in the South over here. So, okay, how many? I heard, was there going to be like 40 some people in this? Or how many are we getting?
Yeah, around 50 until 60, maybe.
Jeez.
Is it many? Is it many?
I don't know. I don't know how productive that can be, but yeah, you guys do your thing, and I'll play along.
Yes. Okay, in Jakarta, where did you live in Jakarta before?
I was in the South area, so I'm near like Block M area ish.
Okay.
Famous area.
Yeah, I used to teach at EF Block M when they used to be open before they went to Chipete Raya, so they were in Block M.
Oh, you taught in EF or you studied in EF?
No, I taught at EF in 2013, a long time ago.
Oh,
it was a long time.
That's nice. You have EF teacher here.
Yeah, I taught at EF. I also taught at EEC in Bintaro as well.
Oh, I live in Bintaro.
Oh, you live in Bintaro? That's cool. Yeah, I think it was like Sector 7 or something. I used to teach in. I used to drive a motorcycle over there. It was pretty cool. No more motorcycles anymore.
Yeah.
I drive my car. I'm good. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how you want to. Are we just kind of free flowing with this, or how do you guys want to do this? I guess.
We just want to know how you manage English. How you manage business in English, like things in English, like how can we communicate with customers, and how can we communicate with people, how to present something, doing presentation in English, like how to be formal or informal, like that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, with English, I don't think there's as much of a difference with like formal and informal, since I know in the Indonesian language a bit. I know like the way that you would talk to your friends would be completely different than the way that you would talk to like your father or mother and stuff. So
exactly.
I tend to think that when you're speaking English, it's more of one and the same. So how you obviously you're not going to use swear words inside a business meeting, but you can still use idioms and just the way you normally communicate with people inside the business world as well. It's not as a drastic change in language. I don't find that when I'm speaking to people, I'm completely different if I speak with my brother than if I speak with a colleague or if I speak with a boss. I don't want to say boule, but white, like our culture and stuff, like you can talk very direct. Is that Alif right there? Ooh,
Yeah,
what's
it's
up?
Alif. It's Alif.
I can see him. Yeah, that's cool, man. What's up, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm just hanging out. I'm in my apartment right now. We're in Tennessee here up in Chattanooga. So, yeah.
Tennessee. Nice
So
campus.
I'm gonna introduce my friend. So
Yeah, please go ahead.
he is Alif. That I said he is my high school mate when I was in junior high school. Yeah, Alif, hi. This is my community, my English community. How you doing?
Hi guys, I'm great.
I'll
I'm
leave right
right
here.
in campus library right now.
Okay. So we are with Omnya Alif today.
Cool. Right on. What time is it in Australia right now? What
It's 12 p.m.
Okay. So we got some morning, we got some afternoon, and we got some night going on. Lovely.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to thank Alif so much because of he told me many, he recommended me you, Jordan. He recommended me his uncle. Like I have native uncle. You can talk to him. You can invite him. Thank you so much, Alif.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I figured just come on and see what it's like. I got some free time right now too, so I'm not on the job site or anything. So I'm just at home hanging out, doing my thing. So where are you, Muthia? I mean, do you have a video or anything? Can I see who you are for at least a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 15 participants now.
Are we at 15?
Yeah. Saya lên nữa.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Because I have this.
Jam 8.15 mulai.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Did someone just say something before? Okay, we forgot to turn off your mic. Okay, it's okay. Okay, go on, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I live in America, and I remember, I think there was like, what is it, Toco Bagus and Cascos and all that. And then, well, I know there's still, I don't believe there's any Amazon still. Like, you got, who shops online, and where do you shop online currently? That's a question I'm kind of, for Indonesia, I'm just kind of curious.
We widely use Toco Bagus and Cascos like maybe 6-8 years ago, I guess, but I think those websites are not widely used now. Like we have switched to other applications. But to be honest, I do not often shop online, so I don't know much. Maybe others could give better answer. Yeah.
Okay. I'm old school, so I didn't know that you guys didn't use that anymore.
I'm also not school inside. No.
Okay. So I didn't know. I mean, is there, because there's no Amazon is that correct? No Amazon shopping still? I don't believe so.
Maybe others. Could others give answer? Maybe.
Just kind of curious what you guys use.
So we have some applications like online shopping applications that we commonly use, like Tokopedia. It's a local brand, local brand, and also we have Shopee. Yeah, Shopee. I think it's used in many countries, mainly in Asia. Have you ever heard of that brand, sir? Shopee.
I have not. I'm not sure. What's it called? Shopee?
Yeah, Shopee, exactly. So I think it's widely used in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. Asian countries.
Yeah. Well,
that's cool.
Actually, the origin is from Chinese, I think, from China or Philippines.
Okay. Because when I lived in Indonesia, I did zero online shopping. A little bit, maybe Costco's, maybe, but when you come to America, it's like friggin', you can't even, you have to use Amazon. It's like you have to use Amazon if you want to get that stuff. Like you can go to Walmart, but yeah, it's pretty remarkable. Mhm.
So what stuff do you usually buy online, sir?
That's a good question. I like that. I don't usually buy stuff, but I resorted to have to buy things online, like let's say work clothing. I have to use. I don't teach anymore, so the type of clothing I need is fire resistant because I work on natural gas lines, and so I need fire resistant clothing, and I have to get that online. You can't find that in the store. So stuff like that. That's a huge one. We call it FR, fire resistant clothing. So all my FR clothing is purchased on Amazon. Mostly. Yeah. Stuff like that, It's like it's expensive. It's like, $80 for a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt.
And as you mentioned before, like it's very common among Americans to do shopping on Walmart, right? I mean, what is Walmart actually?
I'll tell you something about Walmart. Some people hate Walmart. Yeah, I just went to Walmart today, actually. But a lot of people don't like Walmart. There's a website called peopleofwalmart.com. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. You'll have a good laugh.
Good. I'll try to see.
Peopleofwalmart.com. I didn't send you there. You didn't get that from me.
Walmart.com. And is it true that in Walmart they sell everything, like even including like firearms? Is it true?
I think you can get some firearms, but yeah, Walmart is the place where if you wanted to get a gallon of milk, some diapers and a gun, yeah, that's your place.
I see.
It's different in that regard, but it used to be open 24 hours a day, but ever since like the COVID stuff, it's only open till 11 p.m. now currently.
11 p.m.
Yeah, but everything here is at least in Tennessee where I'm at. Tennessee is great. Everything is kind of like 2019 again over here. So you don't even have to wear a mask at the doctor's office here anymore. So it's pretty it's pretty cool. It's good to have kind of some normalcy back here. So I know things are not this. Yeah.
Because here in Indonesia, we still have to wear a mask everywhere we go.
Yeah, I figure things, just depends on your place and where you're at, but and that's obviously another conversation for another day. But yeah, just saying, hey, I'm happy to be where we're at right now.
That's my enjoy. That's sorry, expedition.
Sorry, sir. Maybe we can start right now.
Okay, maybe. So we already have 24 participants now. Should we start? What about you? What do you guys think? Should we start now? Should we start formally? Because we have started informally before.
Sure. I mean, whatever you feel like doing. I have something formally I'd like to ask. Who can tell me what this is?
I have no idea.
Who in this giant Zoom chat can tell me what this is? I know somebody knows. Come on now.
It's Rafflesia flower.
Well,
Rafflesia flower.
There's got to be some gamer
flower.
Yeah.
There's got to be a gamer in there.
From Mario Bros. Yeah, I know it.
Where's my gamer dork? Come on, I'm a big gamer. Where's my gamer guy? Where's my gamer girl? Tell me what you don't know what this is. Dun, 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 dun. Nobody?
Mario Bros.
Yeah, Mario Bros. Yeah, when we play Mario Bros, we shouldn't get into that trap.
Yeah, piranha plant. There you go. There it is. That's my little icebreaker for you guys. I like games and Nintendo. Yeah, I like games and Nintendo and all that stuff. A little bit, yeah. Right now, yeah, I do.
Interesting. So you're still young inside, sir.
A little bit. I'm getting older though.
Yeah, maybe our moderator. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You can start because a lot of people are here.
Sure.
Yeah, and for the Muslims, I would like to say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, Bismillah. So for now, yeah, we are here on the Zoom meeting. Thank you everyone for attending the Zoom meeting. And me, I'm your host for today. I'm Muhammad Farhan Siddiq. I'm currently a student in Libya on the 5th semester. Yeah, I started on January 2020. Yeah, so I'm on the 5th semester. And yeah, as we know that most of the other participants here are also students in Libya, yeah, in the same university. Okay, and after that, I would like to thank everyone for attending this meeting, for having your time with us, and especially for Mr. Jordan. Yeah, I would like to thank Mr. Jordan for being our guest today and this morning or in the evening in your place. If we're talking about the situation in America, it's evening there. Also, and for information, we usually do our meeting on the evening in Indonesian time, but now this is the first time we conduct a Zoom meeting in the morning. Yeah. So maybe it feels a bit unusual for me, and yeah, it makes me a bit nervous, and yeah, and also because this is my first time being an MC on like in a formal situation, in a formal occasion. Also, and I should speak in English, so this is kind of challenge for me. So I'm sorry for my broken English. Yeah.
Don't be sorry, my man. You're all good. No need to apologize. You're good. You're doing good. I can understand you. So you're almost there. So you're doing good, man. Good job.
Thank you very much. If there is something from my words that you could understand, so don't hesitate to ask me to repeat. Yeah, yeah, for the others as well. Okay, so maybe Mr. Jordan, yeah, our special guest today. Maybe could you introduce yourself so we can know more about you?
Sure. Yeah, well, again, thanks for having me. I do appreciate it. It's cool just to see some new faces and familiar ones as well and just chat with you guys. But yeah, my name's Jordan. My full name is Jordan O'Reilly. I'm originally from Omaha, Nebraska, which is in America, in the heartland. If you look at United States, it's right in the middle there. That's where I'm from originally. I did live in Jakarta, Indonesia for about 7 years. I think it was about that. And like I had said earlier, I taught at EF when it was at Block M there. I think it's Cipete Raya now. And actually, if you look at if you do a Google search, it'll show, there's a couple pictures of me still. I'm a little younger, but yeah, Cipete Raya, there's a couple photos of me. And I also worked at, I had told you guys earlier, the EEC in Bintaro, as well as I also had taught music as well. Music Temple. I don't know if they still exist or what they do, but I taught at Music Temple as well, some guitar and bass. So, and you know, I used to teach guitar as well in America, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to get back to Indonesia. My flight was canceled in 2020 and haven't been able to get back. But currently now I don't teach anymore, but I did have a lot of fun doing it with all age levels and all that. Now I work in the oil and gas industry. So I work around natural gas lines and things like that. So I'm an administrator basically on pipeline. But yeah, I taught a lot of Indonesian conversation classes and business classes and had a lot of fun with guys. I can't say that I'm a Zoom teacher. I never really did any of this type of thing, but I always really enjoyed teaching all the Indonesian kids and stuff like that. So I'm married. My wife's Indonesian. Her name is Diana. So I was married in 2013, I think. So yeah, and then again, you know, my interest, I like movies, music, games. I like a lot of stuff that you guys probably like too. So all that fun kind of stuff. But I do like a lot of music and, like I said, gaming and stuff like that. So here I am, and I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. It's where I live currently. I live right near the Tennessee River. It's a beautiful place. There's mountains, rivers. It's not too cold. A little bit of snow occasionally, but not really. So it's a beautiful place. And that's where I'm at right now. So hello.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jordan, for introducing yourself. It's really a pleasure to know you. It's really a pleasure to have you here. So as you said before, so you live in what is the name of your state? Nebraska, right?
Yeah. I come from Omaha, Nebraska is where I was born. Not to be confused. Some people think Alaska. I know a lot of Indonesians would think
that's what appears
Alaska.
to my mind, like Alaska.
Yeah, I know a lot of Indonesian guys would be like, Alaska? I'm like, no, it's Nebraska. We call it the heartland. So if you pull up a map of the United States and then just look right in the middle of there's really nothing there. It's cold. It's you got to be pretty hardcore, if you know what I mean. You got to be you got to be willing to put up lots of snow, lots of cold and stuff over there. So, but that's where my family's from, and I have some family in Kansas and Missouri as well around there. But yeah, good old Omaha.
So it's a sparsely populated area. I mean, not so many people living there.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, nothing's like Indonesia, so it's hard to compare. It's empty though. Yeah, you're right. There's not a lot. You're right.
I see. It will be interesting to move there. So as you said before, that you used to stay in Indonesia like several years ago, right? So I think you have a lot of experience regarding. I mean, you have a lot of experience with Indonesian, with something related to Indonesia, and maybe you're able to hold basic conversation in Indonesia, maybe.
I can get basic services and get what I need and food and all that, but I wasn't the best, you know. I'll admit it, my Indonesian isn't the greatest, but I can't get a long conversation going, but I can get some funny things and this and that. And again, I can, if I need to get anything food related, I can get it. So, you know, go on the street and order your fried rice and your gado-gado and all that stuff. You know, that I'm good with, but I never really, you know, the funny thing is, while I was in Indonesia, I had to focus so much on English, the language, and studying it and getting better at it. So that was my main focus. But, you know, hopefully I can get better again later in life. So, but I'm not that great. I'm okay.
How's your English now? It's been years since you lived in the right?
How's my Indonesian now?
Yeah.
It's just as bad as it always was. It's the same. So it hasn't gotten any better, not really any worse, to be honest with you. You know, saya bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia, you know?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, you know.
I see, a very typical sentence.
Yeah.
And what about your experience? I mean, as a foreigner living in Indonesia, I mean, how was your experience when communicating with Indonesians with English? How did you find the average level of Indonesian people's English?
That's a good question, man. The average Indonesian does not really speak English that much, really. I mean, if you're trying to order fried rice, this guy, you know, the guy doesn't speak English, you know. So mostly, yeah. I mean, if I was in retail environment, you know, if I in a mall, you know, we went to the mall all the time, Gandaria City, Senayan City, Plaza Indonesia, all that. If I'm in a mall, it was somebody, I would speak Indonesian to like order something, or order food, or get a pair of pants or something like that. So, but it's, you know, a little different than Malaysia or Singapore, where you might get a lot more English, which I'm not judging either way. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I didn't find that most people spoke like just open English inside the country that much. But that's my experience.
Mm-hmm. So because you already know Indonesian, so you didn't have much problem when you encounter someone who doesn't really speak English.
At first I did, but when I'll tell you something. When you're hungry, you'll learn a language quick.
I see.
You'll learn nasi goreng. You'll say it every day just to keep your belly full. You know what I mean?
Okay. Also, you just compared your situation in Indonesia with the situation in Singapore and Malaysia, right? So I guess that you have visited Malaysia and Singapore as well.
Yeah, I've been to Malaysia twice, and I've been to Singapore a bunch of times.
So how is it like? So is it really easy to get along with only English without knowing the local language?
So say that question again. What was that?
I mean, so how easy is that to get along there with only knowing English without knowing the local language? Like we only know English, we don't know the local language. Can we communicate with people there?
Which country? Like Singapore?
Malaysia, maybe.
Malaysia? I mean, it's fine. Yeah, because you can just speak English. It's fine over there. Plus, it's kind of like Indonesian, right? You see nasi, you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing here. I see what this is. Somewhere to eat,
I see. And also, you said that you had some experience being a teacher. Yeah, you had some experience being a teacher. So, you used to be a teacher in English First Institute, right?
Yeah, I was there for 2 years, and then I was also at the EEC in Bintaro for about 2.5 years or so. I don't know how long. Yeah.
So we found the right person here because you are already.
I'm a little rusty, I'm a little rusty. I'll be honest with you with my teaching skills because I don't use the same mindset every day. But I maybe again one day. We'll see.
See. Okay. And like maybe what are like some like also you live in US, right? You currently live in Nebraska, which is a sparsely populated area. As we know that there are a lot of migrants in America, but are there a lot of migrants in Nebraska?
Depends on how you want to say that. That's a good question. I would say yes, there is. I mean, basically, when you go to Omaha, you're going to have a whole Hispanic, so basically a whole community that speaks Spanish. So you're going to have. It just depends on where you go, but yeah, there's a lot of Hispanics. So you're going to go to a place where I'm gonna, it's called South Omaha, right? I'm going to feel like I'm a foreigner over there, where it's a lot of people are only speaking Spanish, where people do not speak English. So you have that even inside Omaha, where you get the authentic Mexican dining or restaurant, things like that, in grocery stores and. Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, there's that there too. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you do have a lot, and then you have people from all walks of life going through. All right. No, I think we switched the screen. I had just thrown that up right there. This is just a little. I know it's a little sloppy looking, but I just kind of threw it up real quick. All my materials for all my English stuff is still in Jakarta, Indonesia, actually. So.
Okay, this is our material.
Yeah, but I just got this because there's a lot of. I don't know the level of what you guys are going to be either, so I have no idea. So I just kind of put this together. Who knows if there's any words you don't know, or adjectives or nouns or verbs, but there's a lot of cool conversation questions on there too, to kind of get some ideas rolling. So this is just something I had, and we can use some of the conversation questions if needed. Yeah, so that's what I have. By the way.
So regarding your questions about the level of our English, so it's different. Like it depends on the person. So we have people with different level of English here. Some are advanced, some are beginner, and yeah, for our friends who who face some difficulties to understand the meaning of some words, don't hesitate to ask. Like, don't hesitate to write a message on the chat box to ask the meaning of the words. Ya, jadi buat yang ragu, yang mungkin nggak tahu arti kata-kata tertentu, nggak tahu makna-makna kalimat tertentu, nggak apa-apa, jangan ragu, coba tanya di kolom chat.
Yeah, what I will say, it's not saying that this isn't good, because it's good to get people together and do just maybe just hear someone talk or something like that. But if you really want to get good at English, you either have to go to like one of these classes or have like a one-on-one session where you are forced to speak it, because I mean, if you're sitting on a Zoom call for an hour every week and you're just kind of sitting in the background, you're probably it's not really going to move forward that fast. But if you go, like I had classes where guys or an individual, a person might pay just to talk to me for like 2 hours one-on-one per week. And I found that to be really beneficial for that person. So, and you could really see the advancement because you're kind of forced to do it. So that's something that if you might feel uncomfortable doing that, but that's going to be one of the best ways for you to get better at English, is to just do that. You can, people did it through EF and EEC, or, just having a one-on-one and just, you might sweat a little bit with nerves, but it's one of the better things you can do. But I just thought I'd put that out there for anybody who really wanted to get better. That's what you're going to have to do. You just have to use it. It's tough.
I see. So the key is to practice our English, to try to talk, not only listening, not only sitting behind, being a spectator. Right.
Yeah, I guess it's just hard now. I don't know the condition in the state of Indonesia or Jakarta, so I don't even know if you can do that right now. I don't know, but that's how I used to teach. I used to go out to businesses, and I taught at Tanaris, the police place, and all kinds of businesses. I can't remember all of them now. That I used to go out and teach groups of people as well inside businesses, and just get people talking is the main thing. As long as people can understand you, don't worry about your little mistakes and stuff. Nobody really cares about that. Look at like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had terrible English when he came to America. You just got to practice and take.
So don't be afraid to practice ya. Jadi jangan takut buat berbicara, jangan takut untuk praktek gitu.
Yeah, and one thing I will tell you, the benefit, even though English is harder than Indonesian, 100%. And I know that, even though it's my formal language, but the benefit that you have with English is that you have all these movies, you have all this music, and you have all this like gaming or whatever it may be. That's all in English. So you go see the newest Marvel movie, it's in English. You're listening to some favorite songs, they might be in English. So you have that right there. So, there's a new Batman movie out, The Batman, it's in English, right? So use that to your advantage to really just kind of expose yourself to the language. You get really good entertainment, and you get the language right there for you. That's not the case. Like, there's not the Batman coming out in Indonesian language. It's not an Indonesian production, so that's where you have the really, really good media and the really cool, movies and music that you can listen to. That's all in English. So really, I would say take advantage of that.
Ya,
Can you help in the 4 seconds, please?
jadi ya, meskipun bahasa Inggris itu susah ya dibanding bahasa Indonesia, tapi ada banyak konten-konten gitu, material-material yang tersedia untuk belajar bahasa Inggris. Jadi manfaatkan sebisa mungkin. That's all. Maybe we can start now with our material now.
It's up to you, man. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. I just brought this as like just some conversational pieces. I wasn't sure about the level, so some of the vocab may not be, but yeah, I mean, whatever you want to talk about, it's fine, man. You know, whatever you want to, if you want to ask me stuff, you can, or if you want to ask some other people some questions, or if we want to just, you know, there's some conversation questions. I think most of you guys probably know this stuff. I mean, but there's some really cool. I think I already asked one of those. Yeah, scroll down to that bottom there. That's a good one right there. Scroll down to that bottom there, to the questions. I like that sixth one down there too. That says, "Are you? You know, I guess is anyone concerned about? You know, I was asking about buying things online in Indonesia, and I guess the question right there is, you know, are you concerned about internet security when you buy goods online? I think it's about the sixth or seventh one down there. I'd be kind of interested if anyone is concerned about that. Because I use Apple Pay, you know, I use my phone, Apple Pay. It's like a different world over here. So I'm not as concerned, but I don't know who's concerned about that. But again, this is actually my first time using Zoom, so I'm trying to.
Okay. Maybe we could scroll up again the screen, ya. Bisa di scroll ke atas nggak mungkin? Balik lagi ke atas. Ya. So if any one of you guys couldn't understand the meaning of certain words here, so don't hesitate to ask. Ya, jadi kalau teman-teman ada yang kesusahan memahami kata-kata yang ada di sini, jangan ragu, coba ditanyakan apa ini artinya, apa ini artinya. Or maybe is anyone interested to read the text? Yeah, is there anyone who is interested to read the text?
Yeah, here? You guys can ask me anything too. Like, I'm really into technology. I used to work at Apple as well, so you know, I love all this kind of like business and technology and stuff. So anyone can ask me anything too, you know. That's the trouble about this Zoom stuff is like a lot of people just kind of fade into the background. I get it. I understand it because I was in a lot of these meetings and stuff, you know. So whatever you take away from it, that's awesome. But let me ask something here. Okay, Mr. Is it Academy? You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down the road here. Is it Academy?
We have to academy. We have two academies here.
Is that? Oh, it's all Akita. There's no name.
His name actually is Indra.
There's no names on these. Oh, you guys are killing me. You know, I'm thinking that's a name, and yeah, I'm like trying to read academia. Okay, well, let's see here. Is it? What about? Okay, you know, Mrs. Or is it Miss? I should say, Miss Muthia. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you prefer iPhone or Android, or what phone do you like to use, and why?
Because I'm currently using iPhone, so I prefer iPhone than Android. For me, it's user friendly and it's more easy to use. Like it has cloud system, and it makes me make it easier to get another devices in same account like that.
Sweet, that's a good answer. I agree with all that. I'm an iPhone guy myself. What do we got in here? Anybody want to admit they're an Android? Who's my Android guy? Say hello. Say hi.
I don't know what do you mean by Android guy, but maybe Android user maybe. It's the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
same thing. I'm just using slang. Sorry.
For example,
pardon my terrible English. It's not formal. Android guy, Android user. Yeah. Anybody?
Ayo, siapa yang pakai Android di sini?
I am, sir.
Who's that?
Sure. I am.
we couldn't see the screen here. We can only see 4 users on the
That's cool. At least we
screen.
got one. We got I am. That works. Not like the chicken though, right? Just you.
Who were just speaking before? Siapa yang tadi ngomong?
Tamim.
Oh, Tamim. Okay.
What's your favorite app you use on Android? What's your number one app?
Maybe YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, I use iPhone. That's my number one app too. So more power to you. Good answer. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium, so I have no ads, and I love every single day of my life. Does that make sense?
Daily dose of YouTube.
Daily dose of YouTube. It's like all day dose. But if I spend like $12 a month and I have no ads and I have the music, I don't know if you can get that in Indonesia, but it's really good. I recommend it. So again, you guys can always talk to me about anything like technology or whatever too. I'm into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we also have YouTube Premium in Indonesia, and but personally I don't use it. But yeah, a lot of people, they use YouTube Premium, and many of them, like a lot of people sell YouTube Premium membership here. Like they provide YouTube Premium membership. Like you can buy YouTube Premium membership from me, something like that. Yeah. What was their question? And by the way, Mr. Jordan, I would like to ask maybe, would you mind to tell us about your job, maybe like because you said that you were working in an oil and gas company, so someone is curious. Someone would like to know in which department are you currently working at?
Oh, for like what I'm doing right now? Yeah. Currently, my position is like an administrator. So basically, I work with inspection on site though. So when they replace a big section of pipe that may be exposed in a creek or just exposed in general. So I work with natural gas lines. So I'm basically the paperwork guy. I'm an administrator, and I do take care of all the paperwork on a job site. So I travel to a job site. I work in different states for like maintenance program, basically. So again, that's going to be like a piece of pipe that's exposed. Could be in a creek, could be, or maybe they may have to change the length of the pipe depending on if there's a new road going in or something like that. And so basically I'll work either out of my vehicle or an office trailer out in like the middle of nowhere. And I'm an administrator for all the paperwork, and I'm on the inspection side. So you have construction, they're kind of responsible for building and creating and doing all that, and the digging and all that. And I'm your paperwork guy. I hound people. I run around a job site and making sure I have all my paperwork for every day, and that's what I do on a daily. Right now, I'm not on a job site, so I'm just hanging out at home, which is totally fine. But I'm just like I might have like an office job, but I do it in the middle of a field, so it's rather kind of different, actually.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully that explains something. But yeah, ask me whatever else you'd like to know.
There's an additional question on the chat box. So the person was asking. She was asking. So you said that you used to work on Apple company as well. So in which department did you work in? So the same question as the previous question, like when you were in Apple.
Yeah, I worked at in Omaha. I worked at Apple Store. I worked in the Genius Bar. So I don't know if you're familiar with with Apple retail, but basically I worked in the tech side, so I would help customers with problems they would have with their devices or replacing them. That's what I started as, but then I became what is like a creative. So basically, when you go into an Apple store and you want to learn how to use an iPad or an iPhone or an Apple Watch or Mac, you can take classes, and I would teach those classes. So I was called a creative, Apple creative, and that's what I did there. So I started as a tech, and then I was a creative. So yeah, it was really fun. People would come in, and I would teach them I'd do a class in Apple Watch with people, and I would do a class on iPhone, and I would do a class on Mac. Yeah, it was really fun. And I do a class with like Procreate where you do a little draw emojis and things like that as well. So I had a lot of fun doing that, but with the state of like the pandemic and all that job was kind of taken away, so I changed professions. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working at Apple Store. It's one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. But yeah, it was cool. I learned a lot about stuff. So I do know a lot about Apple devices and because yeah, iPad and Mac as well too. I'm old school too because I know about Mac. But yeah, that's what I did for a little while there, and that was in Omaha.
So you're really an Apple guy.
I would say so, but I'm not. I don't subscribe to everything. I don't. They have those $550 headphones. I don't have those or anything. So, but yeah, I'm definitely an Apple guy. Yeah.
So you started in one position and end up in another. So you started as in a tech department, and after that you moved to what, a creative department?
Yeah, it's called creative. It's kind of an interesting job title. Yeah, I was a creative, but then in March of 2020, Apple they shut down all the retail stores. So I was like working from home, and I didn't really enjoy that. So I had to change what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question from the same person. So
cool.
I don't know whether she is serious or not, but she was asking whether there is a chance for us to do an internship on Apple company. What's your
I don't know about internship. I mean, I know that Apple does hire a lot of people from. I don't think you can do it like an internship, but maybe, I'm not totally sure. I think you'd need to get like a visa and a green card before you could do that. But Apple's really good about hiring people from all over the world and stuff. So when I worked in Apple, there was people from Colombia and Africa and all kinds of different people. There was actually, that's right, I worked with an Indonesian guy.
Huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, whoa, there's a guy in Omaha that worked at Apple in the business department that was from Indonesia. So yeah, you have a good chance of like, as long as you get, but I think you'd need to have like a green card or like a visa of some kind before. But yeah, but I don't like internships. Internships are no fun. You don't get any money. Don't you want to get paid?
I see. You're right. Also another question from different person. So the person was asking how to build a friendship with native speakers, like a business like business relation with English native speakers.
Yeah,
I think I can hop in very well in that one. Can I cut you for a second? So, from experience living in Australia right now, just how you make friends in Indonesia is basically the same thing. Like you come in into class and then you see someone, you talk to him, introduce yourself, and you just bond with him. Just bond. You talk a lot of stuff. Yes, his interest. You're gonna ask your interest. It's the same thing like in Indonesia, but with English.
Also, it's the same way as we do in Indonesia, but just in English. Just in English. That's all.
Basically the same way. Hey, I come to work, same thing. I work with this guy. Hi, how are you? What's your name? And then he can ask, what's my name? And then we work, we chat a little bit, and then we meet again tomorrow. We chat again, we meet again tomorrow, and then the bond gets stronger here. Same thing, just like you make friends in Indonesia.
Ya, kayak bangun pertemanan di Indo aja ya. Pertama-tama tanya dulu, kenalan dulu, like we introduce ourselves and we get to know each other, we get to know about each other's interests, like tanya nih hobinya apa, kesukaannya apa. After we know the person very well, and then we can start talking about business.
Yeah, I'm experienced like work and studies, but yeah, I've never been into office jobs and that.
The one thing I will say that is a little bit different with like Western people or Western guys is that there is the whole bar situation a little bit more. So if you're like in your early 20s, if you're a 22-year-old man in Indonesia, it might be a little different than a 22-year-old man in Omaha, based on the fact that a lot of our gatherings and socialization is with a bar with like alcohol and stuff. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just a drink or two, but I would say like culturally you might have that, but like what Alif was saying, like it's going to be the same thing. You just meet somebody, you get comfortable, common interests, sports, this and that. But like I say, you may have, you know, I know this is a Muslim thing here too. So obviously that may be something you might run into. That's what I'm saying, where you're like, well, you can still go to a bar, but maybe just have a Pepsi, you know what I mean? Or a Coke.
So we take advantage of the bar. Like maybe we go to maybe let's just say maybe a cafe, maybe not a bar. So maybe like
but
America,
like men don't go to a cafe here together. They don't. We don't have tea together. Like if I have some business associates, if we're gonna hang out, do something, we meet up. It's at a bar or maybe a steakhouse. You know,
British pub.
In Australia, we do what we call a barbie. Barbie means barbecue. If someone invites you to a barbecue, that means they want to bond with you. They want to get closer and know you better.
Again, could you repeat what you said?
Yeah. Australians do what we call a barbie. A barbie means barbecue.
Oh, barbecue.
So if someone invites you to a barbecue, that means they want to know you better. They want to build a better bond. They want to have a better friendship. So like in Monash, if you join into a community, like it's like a rugby team, a soccer team, they're gonna have a barbie. You could come there, and it's easier from there to build friendship, to know each other much better.
I see. So there is a different thing in Australia. What is the name of the place? How do you call the name of the place again?
No. It's barbecue. You go anywhere you want. You can go to someone's place. You can go to whatever you want. Barbecue is just slang. It's a bahasa gaul. It's barbecue. Basically, it's doing barbecue.
And that's a good point right there too. Is just noticing the difference that you might have with some vocabulary, depending on if you're dealing with someone who's from America or from England or from Australia. So there are a lot of different vocabulary words, even sometimes for me that I don't understand. I know Barbie. I know. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. I get that from Australia, but that's something to realize too. That even when I moved to Indonesia and I had roommates that were, from England, they have different vocabulary for different things. So you might run into that yourself, and don't think that you're dumb or don't understand the language, because I've had problems with that too. Like with I had a roommate that was from England, and I took it. There's some words I didn't understand, so I just had to kind of get through that. It was simple, but yeah, you're gonna have that.
So even natives still face some difficulties understanding other natives from different countries, right?
Just some vocab, but it's easily overcame. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I heard a funny story. At the time, like there was an American visiting a hotel in UK, in Britain. So this man from America, he was asking about where the elevator is. So the British guy said that, oh, you mean the lift? It's over there. And then the American guy said, no, we call it elevator in America. We Americans, we invented the elevator. And then the British guy replied, yeah, you might invented the elevator, but we British, we invented the language. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a common joke. Haha. Right. But yeah, you're gonna run into stuff like that. Rubbish versus trash, Band-Aid versus plaster, windshield versus windscreen, all that stuff. Yep.
Another question. Pengen nanya kenapa iPhone okay, you would like to, so maybe Abu Faras, you have a question, and maybe you would like to open your mic to ask your question directly.
Sorry, sir. I would like to ask you something.
Yeah, go on.
Can I?
Yeah, please go ahead, man.
Okay. Sir, the biggest advantage, I think, of Android over iPhone is pricing, right? Because, yeah, I think, why is iPhone so expensive? Because iPhone users in our country is identical to rich people. Yeah, I know some Samsung type is more expensive than iPhone, but iPhone is in our country is identical to rich people. Why iPhone is expensive?
Are you asking me why iPhone is expensive?
Yeah.
Well, it's more expensive because of that import tax for you guys. So it's kind of expensive here, but you can get a cheaper iPhone. It's more. I'll tell you why it's more expensive for you, is because you make rupiah, and there's a tax on it. That's why. If you make the average income, you work at KFC, you make 2.5, maybe 3 million rupiah. I mean, you got to work like 3 months, 4 months to buy an iPhone. So it's your rupiah is kind of lower. Plus you have an iPhone that's even more expensive than America. And that's just the way it is. I mean, it's not my decision. I don't, I didn't even have an iPhone in Indonesia. It was too expensive for me.
Oh, I see.
Because I made rupiah, man. So yeah, it's it's when you have a rupiah and it starts low and you got to buy an iPhone that's probably over 10 million. That's expensive. And so maybe if they make iPhones in Indonesia, maybe the price would come down. But till then, you're going to be
With 3 million, we can have the smartphone Samsung with the top quality. But we need to over 10 million to iPhone. Right. There's a big difference.
A very big difference. Good.
There are actually another reason why iPhone is more expensive in Indonesia. First of all, because in Indonesia, you buy iPhone from iBox, and iBox is an official reseller. In Australia, you buy from Apple directly. Yesterday, I just checked the price on iPhone XR. It is 5 million rupiah in Australia and 10 million rupiah in Indonesia. So half price. It's brand new, not second hand. And then the second reason that might be they do that is because in marketing theory, is because iPhone is so prestige, they can basically put any price and they shut down the competitors. Yeah, that's like prediction.
So you just mentioned the two reasons. The first, because iPhone in Indonesia is sold through iBox, and the second is because iPhone has an image as a prestigious product. That's why the price is kind of high. Was that your answer? Sorry if I misinterpreted.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I think iBox takes a little bit. They take a little bit, but yeah, it's all those things. Plus, it's import, so it just gets pricey. I know it's unfortunate.
I see.
Thank you, sir, for your answer.
Yeah,
and hopefully you can get that iPhone soon. Alhamdulillah.
I see. By the way, regarding the vocabularies that is mentioned on this paper, I guess most of us already know them because in Indonesia we also use those vocabularies, and we also use it when we are talking Indonesian. When we are talking about stuff related to IT, to computer, we also use these English words. We don't use Indonesian words like laptop, printer, keyboard, device, application, system, hardware, software, electronic. Yeah, I think most of us already familiar.
That's good. Sweet. Yeah. I wasn't sure of like what kind of, like I said, I wasn't sure of the level and all that. So I've had classes, I've taught classes where it's really, really low with adults and some are really high. So that's what's kind of tough about just doing like one class, but it's okay. We can just kind of hang out and use this as just a better opportunity for conversation and all that. So yeah,
exactly. So for others, don't miss this opportunity. Jangan hilangkan kesempatan ini, because you can have a conversation with a native speaker. Karena kalian bisa mengadakan bincang-bincang dengan native speaker. Jadi ya kalau ada yang mau ditanya, mau ngomong langsung silakan gitu. Mau buka mic silakan. Tapi juga pastikan pertanyaannya jangan panjang-panjang ya.
Yeah, and with me too, just remember I lived in Jakarta. I lived in Indonesia, so I have a different perspective as well. So you can ask me anything. You can ask me anything about Indonesia or the food, or if you want to ask me something about movies or music or game, anything, that kind of stuff too. So don't be shy.
Okay. So for everyone who wants to ask a question, please first raise your hand. Angkat tangan dulu sebelum itu pertanyaan. Okay. Okay, we have one person asking a question here. Gisang Pambude, welcome.
Yeah.
We heard some echo.
Hello?
Not sure what sound is that.
Hello? Can you bisa dengar gak? Hello?
Yeah, we could hear you now. Maybe you can continue speaking.
Okay. First of all, I'm not really good in conversation, so Farhan, maybe you can help me dikit-dikit a little bit, yeah. If I said something wrong. So, first of all, thank you for Mr. Jordan to visiting with us. I want to ask you about education, especially in US when you live now. Sometimes I often watch in YouTube advertising about education in America. So can you recommend us a good way, especially for Indonesia, to learn in US, or our university recommended for us, especially for Indonesia. I mean, easy way to go there. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll answer a couple questions with that, but I can't really give any kind of advice on a foreigner coming to America as far as for education. One reason is because I have zero experience with it. I don't know anyone who's Indonesian who came to America. That's kind of like the opposite. Like I went to Indonesia, so I don't really know what the path is for that because I'm I didn't grow up an Indonesian kid coming over to America. So I really don't know. I don't know the path with that. My wife lives in America, but she went to college in Indonesia, in Jakarta. So she came over to America and has a green card. So that process, I have a little bit more experience. But as far as like a younger, I don't have any experience with that whatsoever. But what I will tell you, as far as like universities and in college and things like that, I would say that most universities are going to be good to go to. Compare, like Indonesia seems to be like a really good high school and a really bad high school. There's like bigger levels. It's kind of like the hospitals in Indonesia. You have really good hospitals and really bad ones. And with America, you kind of have mostly just great hospitals, mostly just really great universities. So you could go to a university like University of Nebraska, Omaha, and you're really going to have there's your Stanford and there's all these really high profile ones, but you're really going to get a good education at most universities that you go to in America, no matter what. Even if it was in Omaha, Nebraska, or if you go to Lincoln, Nebraska, you're really going to get a good quality, kind of no matter what state you're in. So I would say it doesn't really matter if you can get into one and you get like a scholarship. That's amazing. Take anyone you could get. But yeah, I don't have any information on the process of like application or how to go to a university in America as a Indonesian citizen. So unfortunately, I don't have any experience with that.
Okay. Thank you. Maybe one question again.
Make sure to make it simple, right?
Okay. Okay. I penasaran how to say.
I'm curious.
I'm curious into culture of education in there, because I'm curious how has to be a student look like. I mean, ya harus bagaimana gitu, apa seorang mahasiswa. Because in Indonesia, student university, we call it mahasiswa. We have to active in organization like in social issue, or like in maybe and
not only focusing on studying but also participate in many organizations.
Participate like in demonstration, maybe because I don't know, because some of them they have proud to be a mahasiswa or university student, like symbol of democracy, because they usually if there's
if there is some social issue,
controversial policy, from government, they usually join to demonstration. It's the question is, in university student in America look like that too or not?
Yeah. So your question was, do students in United States often participate on political activities or like demonstration or something like that, like social issues? Participating in demonstration.
I'm an old man now, so I don't know exactly what goes on with these young kids, but yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, some people do. I don't. Again, I'm 39 years old, so I haven't been in school in a while. and the thing is, America's a lot different now than it used to be. So I think now people are probably a little bit more political, a little bit more extreme maybe than they were 15 years ago or so. So I don't know. I mean, some people are, some people aren't. Some people are. There's, you have your Democratic and your Republican side, so there is kind of a left versus right. It can get a little bit extreme with some people, but that's if you want to focus on that or not. But there's also a big focus with like athletics in college as well here, you know. So I would say that's like probably one of the biggest things. That's the biggest focal point is going to be like the football team or like the volleyball team or basketball team. Like that stuff is the biggest focal point of like University of Nebraska Lincoln. It's like it's all about the football team. It's not about politics. But you know, I mean, it just depends on the person, I guess. But yeah, I'd say athletics is a big one when it comes to college in America.
So they're mostly concerned on sports related stuffs like football team, like basketball team.
Because you can get a full paid scholarship to play, you know, for your college if you play, you know, football, soccer, basketball, all that. So that's why that's a big focal point here.
The football that you mentioned is like a football like different from the soccer, right? American football.
Yeah, American football. Excuse me. Yeah, American football.
Somewhat similar to rugby. I don't even know the difference.
Well, yeah, there's a difference, but yeah, similar to rugby.
Rugby is popular in Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
Okay.
Football here is different too. We have Australia rules football.
Okay. Also have your
we call it soccer as well.
Okay.
Okay. Others maybe? Maybe is there another person who would like to ask question? I don't know whom to choose. Maybe the moderator. You can take decision on whom to choose.
I'm sure.
Who is speaking? Academy Prestasi?
Yeah. I kind of want to ask, can you give kind of like a advice to pick up an accent, and also can you do like impression of the Southern accent? That's it. Just that. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, my accent is very Midwestern, but yeah, if you want to talk a little bit more like the South, you kind of roll a little bit like that. How you doing, y'all? You can say words like y'all. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
How y'all doing? That's pretty. But I'm from the Midwest, so it's yeah. I mean, some of it's vocabulary as well. Like if you want to sound American, you always want to say "What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's up?" Right? So some of it's vocab related. It just depends on where you're at, but listen to I would say find a TV show or a movie that is like from where you want to learn that accent and just hone in on that. So whether it's like, I don't know, whatever you watch, whether it's like Breaking Bad or, you know, if you really want to have a English accent, then you probably watch a TV show like that and pick up on those little things like that. That's a tricky one though. You know, you kind of have to choose a little bit, because if you want to sound Australian, you know, like go for it. But yeah, we call it the Southern draw, but I'm not from the South, so I don't really sound like I'm from Tennessee, but it's very hi instead of hi. Everything drawn out. Hi there. It's fun though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, let's move to the next person. Maybe who would like to ask? I don't know how to decide. Maybe so another person raising hand here. Mutia, maybe? You're raising your hand.
Yeah, maybe the other one first, because I've been much talking. That's fine. Maybe from Bang Indra or Bang Tamim.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe me first, yeah. I have one question for Mr. Jordan. Firstly, let me first introduce myself. My name is Indra, not academic, yeah. So I have a question for you about how many years have you worked in Apple, and is that Apple office in California or in your region?
Yeah, I worked for Apple, I think, for about a year and 6 months.
Okay.
So it was about that because, yeah, I'd said before that they had turned all the jobs into work from home in 2020. So I wasn't really into that. So that's why I stopped working there. But yeah, it was only about a year and a half. I hadn't been in America that long because I had come back from Indonesia. But that I was working. No, I was not working in California. I was working in Omaha, Nebraska. There's it's called, the area is called, it's Apple Village Point is the name of the store. So it's Apple retail. So you have different sides of Apple. You have Apple retail, and then you have Apple, like the corporate side. And then you have like their customer service side of things as well, like calls and stuff. So I was in the retail, Apple retail, which is a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you for the answers, sir.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, let's move to the next. Maybe Tamim. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I have a question that when I met the older people, I always interested to ask this question. As we know, we are all here student, right? And we are about to face the workforce. You know what I think? And since you're past our age, what do you advise us to do and don't about the next path of life? They got it?
I understand most of it. The do's and don't of what? Sorry, of
for the university students.
Yes,
because you are going to work.
Life. Yes.
Well, I mean, are you? Wait a minute. I'm trying to understand this question. Can you say it one more time? What are we saying here? Like advice before going to school? Is that what you're saying?
You have passed this life, right? You have passed our age.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then you already know about do and good or bad the life in this age, and you know what is good for us in this age and bad for us. So what do you advise us about the next life of student, university student in the work,
Yeah, I get you now. How old are you? Just wondering. How old are you? Who's talking?
22.
22. I would say, yeah, I understand what you're saying now. That's a good question, actually. The thing for me with that is it's tricky right now because it's kind of like a moving target where, maybe 10 years ago, if you would have said, hey, do you want to be a YouTuber? That could have been crazy. So it's a bit of an interesting time now because it seems like things are kind of moving at a much more faster rate. So I would say too, like if you're playing, like I guess if you said student, if you're a student, I would say make sure you have like a path that you want to take as far as like go to school and get a job with that education. That's the problem a little bit with a lot of people in America is they go to school, but they don't know what job to get. So they get a degree in something and then they just go work at Walmart, with like a really big student loan debt. So that's kind of a scary thing around here. So it's a tricky one, but like I say be able to adapt. Like I've done a lot of different things and I'm willing to fail and adapt and try different things, but I would say, like I said, if you're going to go to school, make sure you know what you want to do with that education, Make sure you know what I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do this so I can get this job, opposed to just going for fun and getting done and working at KFC, you know, which is okay to work at KFC. I'm not saying that's bad, but make sure you have a goal with that education, that it can do something for you, you know. But that's just the education side of stuff, I would say, as far as advice. But I'm not too old. I don't got too many grays yet, do I? Come on now.
Okay, thank you for the question. And let's move to the next question from Gina Natanya. Okay, you can turn on your mic now.
Okay, sorry. I want to ask you about your favorite movie. What did you recommend for us to watch in? And do you a Marvel's fan? Yeah, that's.
Unfortunately, I'm not a Marvel fan. I don't like any of these movies. I know that breaks your heart, but don't cry too much, okay? I'm just joking. I don't like those movies that much. That's a good. What's my favorite movie? I do like the movie Predator a lot with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like the genre, maybe?
Like science fiction and stuff. Yeah, like sci-fi. I like sci-fi a lot. I'm trying to think of a movie I just watched recently. Huh? Pixar? I do like Pixar. I watched Turning Red. I liked it.
Oh, yes, I like too.
Yeah, I like a lot of like kind of space Pixar movies, like but I like movies like the Dune that came out. That was one of my favorites. The one that came out recently, I saw that IMAX 3D. No, just IMAX, just regular IMAX. Yeah, the Dune. If you guys remember Dune, that was really cool. It came out a few months back. But yeah, I have Netflix and Disney Plus, so I just watch whatever. But Predator from 1987, yeah, it's one of my faves.
Okay, thank you for answering me.
Okay. Any other question from Mutia? Okay.
Yeah. So Jordan, I want to ask about two things. The first one is I am a little bit curious about startup companies. Do you know startup companies?
You kind of cut out for a minute. What was that again?
Startup companies, like modern companies that Have you ever heard about startup companies?
You saying startup companies?
Yeah, startup companies. Yeah.
Like which one? Which one are you talking about?
No, okay. I was curious about Theranos. Do you know Theranos company? Theranos.
You saying Tenaris or Tenar?
It's Theranos. Like it is Elizabeth Holmes that made the company.
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to know about. I watched a movie on Netflix. It's talking about the Theranos company. Yeah, just that. I just want to discuss the movie again.
I haven't heard of that one. What's the movie? What's it called? What's that movie called? So I can write it down.
This girl, Elizabeth Holmes, he made a company. It is Theranos, and the Theranos is, a fake company that talking about blood tests. So it is a fake company, and he pretend to be, he is imitating imitating someone. He loved like Jeff Bezos. I don't know his name. You know him? Jeff, yeah. She is imitating him. She was imitating him. And this company is all about fake, because the blood test type that she made, it is not, it is not working. And she is covering it. She didn't tell everybody about the company is not working. Her startup is not working. So it's just about a movie, actually. And it comes from the true story.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that sounds interesting. It's like a fake business. Yeah, that sounds like something on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, sometimes there's different movies on Netflix, depending if you're in Indonesia or in America, but I'll have to see if that one's if I can watch that one. It sounds pretty cool though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you Google
cool.
it about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos Company, maybe you can find it. It is Theranos Company. And it's it was viral in US, I think. It was viral, but I don't know when. Maybe someone knew about that. Alif, do you know?
I think when this came out, I was working, and when I'm working, I'm like cut off from the world. So
I don't know that movie.
Yeah, it's just about actually. I'm sorry if it's not related. I'm so sorry.
So your main concern is about
now we know about
startup,
it.
Right?
The inventor out for blood in Silicon Valley.
Maybe a question from me.
Here, I got it real quick. That move real quick. That documentary is on HBO here.
Oh yeah, my mistake. It's from HBO.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't have HBO, but that looks cool. I can always download it. Sweet. Okay, that looks cool.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let me introduce. We have already, we have two speakers here. That the first one is Jordan, and second one we have Alif, and he is from Australia. So if you guys are confused about accent he is using, because he currently lives in Australia, and our first speaker is Jordan. He is living in the US.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
I was born in a cornfield, so yeah, I'm from America.
Cornfield. Okay. You seriously born in cornfield?
No, that's a joke. If you look up Omaha, Nebraska, the football team's the Cornhuskers. There's a lot of corn where I'm from. It's a big joke. I was born in a hospital, 1983.
I know that it's a joke. it's impossible to. Okay.
But if you went around and looked at people, you'd think they were born in a cornfield if you looked at them.
In our community, we have our age around 18 to 25.
Yeah, I was 27 when I went to Indonesia, I believe. So, I used to be there. Don't worry. Wait a while. You'll get old. It happens.
It will happen. Okay. Do you guys have another questions to ask?
Any other question, maybe? Any person who would like to raise his hand?
Maybe once more before closing.
Okay, make sure to simplify your question and make sure that the answer will be short as well. I mean, don't ask about complicated things.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, you have to help me if I mistake. About maybe talk a little bit about the job. Of course, you have experience in workshop. So my question is, for HR, does really HR concern melihat watch the organization experience from fresh graduate or just look at nilai score
our score
our score like age or this this is organization experience is interesting for HR to menerima that
to accept us
that new employee, especially for fresh graduate
for the students who have never had a job before, who had no experience, but the student has an experience in an organization when he was in university, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Jordan.
I'm not sure if I totally caught that question. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I don't know.
I can repeat.
Is it? Well, yeah, if you can kind of just summarize that real quick again. Just
okay.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I need a little help on that one.
Yeah. I'll try to summarize it. So, Gesang, he was asking about whether whether an experience participating in an organization when the person was in university, was it something in that like was it something good, like do the human resource pay attention at it when this new fresh graduate student was applying for a job, like you have an experience joining an organization, okay, so we will accept you to work here.
Are you kind of talking about an internship, maybe? Is that what you're saying? Like doing an intern? I mean, anytime you're going to have an experience is a good thing. So I know I kind of joked around and said that, you want to get paid, but actually, experience is a big thing. So even if you can do some sort of internship or get some sort of experience, it's going to help you out a lot. It's going to give you the confidence to kind of have, so you know what you're doing a little bit. But just remember, I mean, you can't really know exactly what you're doing until you get good at something too, So it's kind of a hard one, right? We need someone with experience. So, but how do you get the experience? Sometimes, when it comes to like life and all this, it's a little bit about luck and knowing the right people and depending on what kind of occupation you have, I mean, a lot of times if you want to be like a teacher or something, they'll take a risk on someone with no experience. But I would say if you can get into a place and do an internship and hopefully you have enough, money or whatever, just staying with your parents, take the experience and take that, and then it'll help you out. Yeah. With applying. I know what you're saying. Like, does HR, do they look at that and think, I mean, yeah, just take whatever experience you can, especially if it's related to the job you're trying to get. I mean, if it's not related, I don't know if it'll help you that much, but that's what I was saying about find something you want to do, stick with it to really take, for that job, because otherwise, if you have a degree in classical guitar and you're trying to apply for an administrative job and you say I have a lot of experience, I mean, it's all got to be like kind of more related. So take whatever experience I'd say you can and make it all relative, if that makes sense,
Jadi kuncinya tuh harus udah tahu dulu ke depannya mau jadi apa gitu, ke depannya mau jadi apa. Jadi kita pun gabung ke kegiatan yang memang nyambung sama karir kita ke depannya, jangan gabung ke organisasi yang nggak nyambung sama rencana kita di masa depan gitu kan. Nah, dan maksimalkan magang sebisa mungkin gitu.
I have another question.
Yeah, go on.
Is it Jordan, how do you apply to a company you were working? How did you apply to a company you were working?
Yeah, I mean, everything now in America is pretty much 100% online. Like, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that, because I mean, I've seen it go from, a lot has changed since, I was your age even. Everything is online. Even when I did my Skype interview, I did a Skype interview from America to EF actually. So that goes back to 2013. But like if you're applying at any kind of big tech company, it's all going to be online. And that's kind of the hard thing, is because how do you make yourself different or look better than somebody else or this or that? That's a really tough one, because everything is just on a piece of paper now or just online. So every single job, I think even like just a simple one, is just all online. So you just have to hit send and hope and pray. So, I mean, honestly, because it's to the point now where companies may not even give you a letter back, even if they deny you. So I've had that when I came back. Like, you may get denied for a job somewhere online, but they won't even tell you. So I would say you're going to have to really be persistent, and you're really going to have to, keep confidence, because it's tough. My sister applied for, like, after she got out of college, I think like it was over 50 jobs, and there was like no one was responding even. So, and that was really hard for her. So yeah, you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have to apply online, hit send, and then do it again, again and again. And don't feel bad when they don't get back to you, because that's the way they do it now. When I was 22, when I was your age, they always would get back to you. They would either say thank you or no thank you. But now they don't even talk to you sometimes. They either say, hey, we want you to come in, or they don't even give you a call back or an email. So watch out. It's tough out there.
I heard sometimes people use LinkedIn to apply jobs. Yeah. It's a application like LinkedIn, if you know it, like, yeah.
Yeah, you can use LinkedIn to connect with people and connect with, I've never used it to apply for jobs, but it's there. Yeah. And I have a LinkedIn. That's like the only social media I have.
Oh,
really?
Oh, really?
I don't really
social
use
media
it.
that you use?
Yeah, I mean, I have an Instagram, but yeah, I don't really use social media too much.
Well, maybe we can connect each other on LinkedIn. Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Jordan O'Reilly.
Okay,
you
thank
see me? That's fine. Yeah, it's cool. I'm under QIS. That's the company I work for, is QIS. But honestly, I work for TransCanada. I work for QIS is the inspection company, but I work for TransCanada, TC Energy gas lines. But I'm under QIS.
Okay. I think we have another person who would like to ask a question. Nona Mas. Yeah, is it? You raise your hand, right? Or is it by mistake?
I want to ask.
Okay, go on. Maybe this is gonna be the last question, maybe.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, it's getting a little bit late, but yeah, I'll take another one. Sure.
Okay, first, I'm still a student in college or in university. I wanna give you some question. If you have two choices, right now I have two options. First, focus on my score, my IPK in my college, or take a change to build some business. And that business, I believe that will be bigger someday. But I confused if I focus on my score, my business can handle, or if I focus on my business, my score will be turun.
You will get a bad score.
Like that. Yeah, like that. Can you give me advice? Can you give advice for me?
Yeah, that's so tough. Oh man, that's a really, really hard question. What's the business?
I can explain with English.
Coba pakai Indonesia aja.
I mean,
jadi kayak sistem menabung gitu untuk para mahasiswa.
I don't know how to explain. I don't even know the concept.
Gold distributor for investing gold.
Yeah, itu juga.
So you're selling gold.
Selling gold, yeah, and
sells gold.
And layanan menabung.
And investing consulting about gold, like gold consulting, yeah, stuff like that.
Thank you.
Is there? Yeah, can you do both at the same time? No.
Yes, but I can focus to both.
Have you already started your school?
Business?
Yeah, no. Are you already in school? Already in school right now?
Yes. I still a student.
Yeah. How much more time you got?
For business or my?
No, for your school. How much more? Yeah, how much more time till you graduate?
maksudnya berapa waktu lagi untuk lulus ya?
The time remaining until she graduate from the university.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Check my mic. Oh yeah, that's a really tough one. That's a really hard question. I mean, who wants to answer that question? That's your destiny. That's your life. That's tough. I would really have to see what kind of business that is to really answer that truthfully, to see if that's anything. But I don't know about gold consultant. I'd say stay in school.
Or maybe you can talk about your experience when you were in university, sir. For example, did you have some friends who were busy with their business instead of focusing on their college?
No, I did not.
Oh, so,
no, either you started most of my friends did that later.
So they did their business after they graduated from the university.
Yeah, because it's so hard to finish school when you get older, and then you're not in the momentum. Like if you let's say you went back, if I went back now, I would I'm not in the right mindset. So if you can just finish your school, just finish it. You're already in it. Do it. That's what I would say, but because it's just going to get harder and harder and harder every single year to do it. If you go back, if you go back to university in 4 years to finish, it's going to be so hard. You're already in it. Finish it. I'm a finisher, so I do my thing. I don't, just do it. Do it and get it done.
So we should focus on our study and started the business later.
I think so. I mean, sometimes you can have a really successful business too. I'd say if the business starts getting real successful, then just focus on the business. But I'd say you're in school, finish school, then you're done. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
My opinion. Just finish. You're already doing 2 more years. That's nothing. It's quick.
Ya, jadi kalau emang udah yakin banget bisnisnya bakal maju ya silakan. Tapi kalau masih belum jelas ya mending fokus aja deh, fokus di kuliah aja deh gitu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have reached the last question. Yeah, that was the last question for today's session.
Hang on for a minute. Just so you guys don't sound like a newbie, they're talking about score. We're talking about nilai. Don't say score, say grades. And if you guys talking about IPK, say it as GPA. It just sounds more native. Because that's how we call it here.
How do you call IPK in English again?
It's GPA. GPA.
GPA.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I know GPA. Right.
What does it stand for?
I'm not sure. I know it's all about that.
It's grade point average.
Yeah, there it is. We actually use
average.
We use WEM in Australia, so it's a percentage. But yeah, it's a different thing. Sometimes we change it to GPA anyway. So yeah.
That's a pro tip right there.
And SKS will be credits in here. Credits point. Yeah, that's it.
Credit point. Credits point. So we call it. So in English we call SKS credit point. Credits point.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. So SKS will be credits, and IPK will be GPA, and nilai will be grades.
Grades.
Give those in mind.
Grades. Yeah. So having a good grade. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the participants, and especially
thanks for inviting me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being our guest today. It's really, really a pleasure to have a conversation with a native discussing about a lot of topics. Yeah, I didn't expect this before. Maybe we can have a documentation first. Maybe like taking a photo. I don't know how this works. Academy, can you?
The operator,
can
can you please take our picture together?
Yeah. So it's going to take the picture.
Bang Fatih, screenshot Bang Fatih.
Okay.
Bang Fatih.
You just gonna do like a screenshot or what you doing?
Yeah, screenshot.
I guess screenshot. Kasih aba-aba ya.
Okay, the first one. Yuk. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the second one. Say cheese ya.
Yes.
Second one. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we have finished the documentation.
All right. Well, everyone have a good rest of your day here. Mine's finishing and your guys' has begun. So have a good one. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for coming into our.
Thank you so much, sir.
We are so happy talking with native like you, and you were so friendly by answering our questions and